Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 14th of October. On the daily chart here, as you know, we're looking from wave 4 here up to wave 5. So let's go in and have a look at that. So just expanding this out a little bit here. So we've got 1 and 2 in play here, and we're looking for wave 3 to come in around the tops here for this, and then wave 4 and then wave 5 of 1 to the top side there. So our job today is really looking between wave 2 and wave 3 here to find 5 waves within that structure. On the 4-hour chart, we'll take a closer look. So it looks a little bit like this here. So from wave 4 here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and then from 2 to 3 here, we're looking at 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and 5 here for wave 3, then wave 4, and then wave 5 of 1. So we need to look at from wave 2 to wave 3 here, and also wave 4. So just roughly, no, I'll just go to the hourly chart if that's cool. We're going to look at how far wave 4 can actually pull back. Let me just clean this up a little bit. So we've got from wave 4 here, we've got 5 waves up for wave 1 and 2, as you know. So we're just going to bring that into the folds there so we can see that a bit clearly. So if we take the Fibonacci tool here and look for the 38.2% retracement levels from the top there to the bottom. So this is really where we're coming in at 3470 area. That's the first target area that we look at, and then we need to look at the structure of this occurring through here as well. Now, to be honest, I haven't been able to pin down this particular structure here. There might be another wave. I'll just point this out now. There might be another wave that's sitting just up here for wave 3. Okay, I'm not quite sure about that just yet. I just need to double check on things. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I wanted to put the video out. We are long, so we want to keep our stop out of the way of wave 4, and we also want to basically build into this as well. There's another thing that I want to point out here too, is that I've mentioned that 5 here, the 3500, 5 is the second strongest number, and that would be having a correction here. Now, we didn't get the correction right here. It just blew straight through that. So we've got 3 patterns that we look at with the levels. So first one is, this is the most common one, and I just call it the classic trading levels pattern. As you know, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC correction, and then support, and off we go. The other one is a variation of this, where we don't have this low come in below the level here. So that's that one. This one here, so that's occurred, but we never had the reaction here, so we don't need even to look at that. But the third one, which is the overshoot pattern here, where it doesn't stop at the level and just burns straight through here, and then burns out and then drops back down. So this is the one that we have here, and what we'd be looking for is an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. In this C wave here, we'll be looking for 5 waves, and then we can start to build in. After that, we can build in on this side, and we can also build in on this level over here for this. So I just wanted to point that out. That's the overshoot pattern, where it just doesn't stop here. So they're the 3 patterns that occur at the levels, and as you can see, it hasn't stopped here, but it's moved up and hit the next number 5 up here, the midpoint, and coming down. So we're looking at this as an A and a B and a C wave here. So we need to get a bit more detail in on this here, but the takeaway here is that this is 5 waves down for the A wave here, the B wave here. Now we're looking at the C wave here. This is our target area here. It may not reach this area through here at the 470, but it's just a starting point. Okay, it's better for us to follow the actual pattern to the downside here. But even if we can't count the structure down here, sometimes they're clean, sometimes they're messy. But once it comes, the takeaway here is that once the market comes below the level, the 3,500, and it's down here somewhere, and it will, it will come down and bounce off it, yeah. And once it finishes bouncing like a ball, it will drop through, and then it will go back and retest it, and then it will drop down to where it's supposed to be roughly. It doesn't matter if you can never count these things. The important takeaway here is that once it trades below the level here, it's basically testing demand. Right now, once it does that, then once it finds its support back up on the closest largest number, in this case 3,500, well then you know that it's done its test and now it's got support. And the support is important because at the support, that's where you get your trade set up. And it's also inside of that trade setup is you've got your entry and you've got your stop, which will be below the level, and that's important because all the orders will be building up at that particular number there. So let's just go in and take a closer look at this. This, I don't know if I've got it on the tick chart or this one. Okay, this is just the 15-minute chart here. So here, a little bit of a dog's breath, but it's quite a nice wave 1 and 2 here, and then all the third wave in this little space here. So that's down for 1, little ABC for 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. The fourth wave has pulled back up and overlapped the wave 1, so we take note of that. But it's the best fit because we've also got a little 5-wave structure here. Then we've got the A, the B, and the C here. There's actually 5 waves in here. I've checked on the tick chart, so wave 1 and 2 here. So this is all of the third wave occurring through here. So the third and the fourth will play out across the 35, and then we'll have a drop down. So look, we may just come down to the 34.80, 34.72. We're getting really close at that point. So you could go buy in there if you wanted to. We could just go have a look at the tick chart, see if we can get any closer to that. Excuse the mess. Might just bring my 5-tick chart across, which is so first of all we can see we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I know this is just detail, and a lot of people are not that interested in this, but some are. So we've got, we could just label this. Let's just grab a few of these guys. So we've got 1, 2, we'll look for that 3, 4, and 5 here in a moment. And we'll just borrow this here. That's there. I need to double check on that, but you can check that. It's not that important actually, but we'll need our little C wave down here somewhere. So this here, we can look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and ABC for 4 maybe, and down for 5 here. So this would also be, well, what if that's part of that? No, that's 1 and 2 here. So what we need to do here, I mean, I'm just doing this as an exercise and a bit of fun, so just got to get my brain working a little bit. We've obviously it's the morning here in Australia, and we've also just had daylight savings as well, so our clocks have been changed 1 hour, so I get up an extra hour early. I do enjoy a bit of meditation before the day starts. So this is sort of where we are really, I guess. So we've got wave 3, we expect it to be the longest and the strongest, which it is really. So from wave B here up the top there, we've got wave 1, ABC for 2. We know that because of the other one that we looked at, we could see that wave 4 was overlapping wave 1, and which it has done here. So it kind of sets like a little fingerprint, footprint, DNA, whatever. And then we've got from wave 2, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3 here, wave 4 here. That may not be finished. It may be just an A, B, and C coming back to the wave 4 here. And it's going to get a bit messy around here, so the 35 here. So if you can't figure it out, that's okay too. I can't draw on this side of the price on a tick chart, but we should expect to see a new low, and then we should expect to see this 4 basically could come up quite high here, vibrate around here, and then this come down through to here. How far? I mean, wave 1's quite long here, so we should come down to the 490 to the 480 region here. But like I said, it doesn't matter too much if you can't pin it down and buy on the low and all that sort of stuff. It's more important to focus on this number and get the right setup there. So the right setup there, it's a little bit like over here for this level. I'm just using it as an example. You can see that it will support and then it became the resistance. And this is the same over here. It will be a resistance and then you've got to check it out as support. So once again, we'll be looking for those patterns. So this big pattern here, the classic trading levels pattern, or the variation on that, that's what we're looking for on the 35 here. But it's the first high above the level that you're looking for. That's your reference point. And yes, you can go long above that, but normally you can get a better entry point with that. Okay, so that first high above the level, even though I can't draw here, we'll go 3, 4, messy 4, vibrating across that, trying to that's the battle line there. So there's a, you know, there'll be a battle here, and then down for wave 5. I don't know how far it will come down, but there'll be 5 waves in it. Technically it should be roughly the same as wave 1 here, but it depends if wave 4 comes back up to the wave 4 1 lesser degree. That's wave 4 here, and if this wave 4 doesn't come back up to that wave 4, then you know that it's lower, and then this one here, you'll know that it will also be lower as well, right? But if this one comes back up to wave 4, then this one's going to come back up to wave 4, roughly speaking. So just shooting the breeze here a little bit. So drop below here, first high above the level, your reference point, don't chase it, let it come back, and that's your reference point, then you can get a better position in. Just coming back, once you've got that support there, if we just go back to the hourly chart here for a moment. That's not the chart that I want, so I'm going to bring this one here. I've done the work on for the hourly chart. So, and it's not going to be any easier up the top here by the by, so if I just clear this up here, we don't need that now. So this blue line here, that's the old high. So what we can expect, you should be looking to take profit if you go buying in here, just say, in here, then, and you're just trading up, well then anywhere above that high there, and that will be the 50, so that will be the midpoint. So there'll be, it'll create a double top, which is not the end of the trend. So that will, you would be looking for support on that. You don't want to be adding to positions after that. You want to do all your adding early in the trend here, and just sit that out and be patient here. So what does the Queen say? Keep calm and hold on. Okay, so then anywhere from 572 and upwards, you really want to be looking to focus in and start taking the money off the table at that point. And that will be the target. We've been long here, and I'm keeping the stop well out of the way here. You don't want them just grabbing it. So we want to be looking to take profits in that space that I just talked about. Now I may change my mind if I in the off hours I'll recheck this here just to make sure that I'm on the right track. But we'll be taking profit from 3572 to 3600 in that space there, and then we'll look to trade this one up after we've gone through this here. We may not do anything in this trend here. And that's it for the S&P. Now, the Nasdaq, that's doing much the same as well. I won't go into a lot of detail, but as you can see here, we've got wave 1, ABC for wave 2, coming off that wave 4 here, right? So we've got 1 and 2 here, and then I haven't really resolved all of this, but as you can see, it's correcting, so we're not far off it. So that will be the top here, and that's going through the same process as well. You can do exactly the same thing as I just mentioned across the 12,000 here. Now we're also long here as well. I'm not going to put the stop near the market because you're just giving money away to somebody else. So we want to be, I think we might stretch up to the 500 here. We'll just chill on that a bit, but we'll just sit that right on the 500. We may have to drop that down to the 400 yet. We'll just see how this travels. So a drop down just below here and then a move up. Maybe, I mean, that's the 300 area through here. I mean, wave 1 was a decent length, so that's what I'm just sort of buying a little bit of hope there to see. But we'll track that there. We'll just track that there for the moment. But because that's group 1 there, our target could be realistically not so much at the 300 but the 320 to 330. So I might just drop that down onto that. That's still 3 anyway. So 12,320 to 30 would be an appropriate mark there. Now I'll probably forget that, but I've said it, and that's that. So I think I'll just leave it at that for the time being. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.